You talked a little bit about that. I think at this stage of your career, you don't care probably as much about winning and losing. But then you just won for the first time after a really long time. How was that? It was a close one and all, but it was a win. How was that? Was that a relief for you, just going backstage and just, wow, that skid is over?
Well, yeah, after a long time without winning, without having any victory. So my last fight was amazing, this aspect to me. But of course, I could do more, I could be better, but I don't want to be so strict in this aspect. I prefer to celebrate each victory and move on everything, because every fight that I had already, is not going to give me anything in the future ahead. So I prefer to move on everything and just focus in my next fight.
How is that different coming into a fight off a win?
It's different because I feel more confident now. I feel like I can give my best, because when you have no options, only victory, sometimes you feel like a lot of pressure over your shoulders. But once you release everything, now it's show time. It's time to show everything that I have and give my best.
How do you think Vitor's style will help you do that, will help you really showcase and put on a show?
I think Vitor, he's a well-rounded fighter, but he likes to fight on stand up. And I believe that his style match up really good to me, because he's a counter-attack too. I'm a counter-attack, but I like to attack sometimes. It depends of the time. And I feel like, so this fight's gonna be good for everyone, and I feel very confident on my style.
You did say that this is a fight you've wanted for a while. Why?
Because it's a classic fight. This fight could happen in the past, back in the days, but unfortunately, it's only happened now. I think it's a great opportunity for both of us, and let's put a show. Let's put a show on May 12th.
You mentioned that you're both counter strikers. Do you think that this fight has a potential to be a great one, but also has a potential to be a boring one in case of neither of you take the first step to attack?
No, I don't believe that this fight can be a boring fight. I believe that's going to be a very exciting fight, and I believe that if he doesn't come, I'll go.
It's another relatively quick turnaround for you. You've been fighting often since you came back. How are you feeling? Like the training, the weight cutting, everything, has it been an easy process for you?
It doesn't affect me. I like to be active. I like to be I like to fight often, because I was 2 years, almost 2 years, no more than 2 years lay off, right? So I prefer to be to have a lot of fights in a row.
And this is Vitor's retirement fight, theoretically, and since you guys are both veterans, I do get the impression that you get asked that a lot, right? Well, he's retiring. How about you? Like, when are you going to retire? Do you get asked that a lot? And if you do, like, does it bother you in any way that people like try to retire you?
Oh, for sure, for sure. They wanna retire me, but I don't wanna be retired. So I have more fights, I have more years. I believe that, because the verb that I would like to say here is not about can, but about want. If you want something, you can get it. So that's what I put in my mind. So I want a lot that. I want to be a part of the team. I want to be in the championship. I like to fight. So
your last fight was a close decision, and your last fight here in Rio against Phil Davis was a controversial decision loss. How do you prepare yourself mentally to make sure that you don't go to the judges, but if you go, it's a no-brainer that you won the fight?
So that's what I mention all the time. So every fight that already pass. What is done is done. There is no time to dwelling on the past. So I prefer to focus in the next fight and forget everything. I don't want to put anything in the middle of the way. No, I don't want to put anything to bother me. So I prefer to keep my mind clear and do everything that I can do. Though I don't want to judge anything, anybody.
But do you plan on being more aggressive to make sure that that doesn't happen again in a close decision?
Of course, of course. Self-responsibility it's the word that I like to mention, because every time when you win or you lose, it's about yourself. So I have to be more aggressive. I have to use all my tools to beat Vitor.
You talk about your desire. You haven't forgotten about that belt that you plan on getting that back. Do you already think about where a win over Vitor, which would be your second win in a row, where that would put you, or what you'd be able to ask if you do get that win?
To be honest, I don't think like that. I just put my focus on Vitor, and I believe, of course, I believe that a great victory over Vitor Belfort is going to be a very good step to me. But I don't want to think about that. I don't want to just get stuck on this fight. I want to fight this fight and wait for UFC. Of course, I would like to fight Michael Bisping too, because we had this is another fight that I think could happen in the past. But one thing at a time. So Vitor is my opponent now. He's a very tough opponent. So as soon as UFC offered him to me, I said, oh, it's a great fight. So I like Vitor as a fighter, as a person, but as a professional fighter, I have to face him.